This is the season trailer for Marketing for Entrepreneurs, the quick guide to spark and ignite your marketing, the revised edition. And we're going to go chapter by chapter. If you're here, there's a good chance you care deeply about the work that you're doing. You think about your clients when you're making dinner. You rewrite sentences in your head while you're still folding laundry. You replay conversations long after they're over, wondering how you could have said something more clearly. What I think is from the outside, your business probably looks really strong and steady and capable and successful by all measures of like society, right? But from the inside, there are days it feels heavier than it needs to. This season is all about that space, the space between competence and coherence, between showing up and feeling seen, between having experience and finding the words that can carry it. I'm Beverly Cornell. I'm the founder of Wickedly Branded, and this season walks through my book, Marketing for Entrepreneurs, a quick guide to spark and ignite your marketing. And we're going to go chapter by chapter. This is the revised edition, the one that reflects more years of lived experience and more conversations and more pattern recognition through the work we've been doing with our clients, through my own experiences. And this season is the behind the scenes version of that. You'll hear stories that didn't fully make it into the pages. You'll hear what I've learned from working with hundreds of service-based founders, mostly females. And you'll hear the quiet truths that rarely get named in marketing conversations. This is not a season about tactics or hacks. This is about really creating a business that works for you in your life and being far more steady in that. It's about what actually builds momentum when you're leading a business inside a real life. Because here's what I have known to be true. Many of the women I work with, including myself, are high capacity, relationally aware leaders. They are carrying full calendars and full emotional bandwidth. They are holding clients, they're holding their families, their teams, communities, and they are excellent at what they do. And somewhere along the way, marketing starts to feel like something separate from who they are. It feels like you have to put on a costume. You have to bake a performance, give a performance. It feels like you have to translate something from what you're living and experiencing into what you show the world. And it feels like something they have to gear up for. The season exists to close that particular gap. We're going to move through 3 phases together: spark, ignite, and blaze. And I want to talk about that for a second. We're going to move through 3 phases together. The first one is spark. Spark is where we reconnect to what is already true about our work. This is the part that always has been there, even when the language hasn't caught up yet. Even as you evolve, there's always this underlying truth that is happening. That is the spark of why we built a business and who we are inside of us. Ignite is where the truth becomes structure, where you choose a platform, a rhythm, and a way of showing up that actually fits the life you're actually living. And then blaze, the last one, is where you stay. This is long enough for recognition to form, long enough for trust to build, and long enough for momentum to actually carry itself, that you do all the hard work. So each episode will be about 15 minutes long. Think of it as a coffee length chat, long enough to settle in, short enough to carry with you into your day. We'll talk about why capable founders freeze when it's time to describe their work. I've done this. Like, I feel like I have this really cool opening and then I get in front of a bunch of people and I feel like I have to be more polished or something like everybody else is doing. And then I just freeze or I say what everyone else is saying, which is not really who I am. Why repetition feels really vulnerable and how it becomes recognizable. You want to be known for something, and this is where that happens. Why follow-up is where real revenue stabilizes, those rich relationships that you've been building and those past clients, and why visibility shifts when you allow yourself to look your actual self. We'll talk about the mental load that follows you into all of the ordinary moments of being a business owner. Things like 42 tabs open in your head and on your computer, and the way that business decisions linger long after your laptop closes. I wish it was just 9 to 5. I could turn it on, turn it off, but oftentimes with myself and the people we serve, it's an integral part of who they are, and they never stop thinking about the business. And we'll talk about how marketing can start to feel a little bit later when your identity, language, and visibility can move together. Inside the book, I call this the brand magic method. Here on the podcast, you'll experience it rather than study it, because brand magic at its core is alignment. It's what happens when your message sounds like you on your very best, clearest day. When visibility feels like an extension of your core values, who you are, and when your brand holds you instead of you holding it. That kind of marketing just builds differently, feels differently, and it builds through recognition and through repetition and through a deep sense of care. And over the next 13 episodes, I'll guide you through each chapter. You can listen on its own. You can read along with the book. You can download the companion workbook and move through the activations with more depth. If you want the full experience, I recommend pairing the season with the revised edition and the workbook. It becomes a steady rhythm rather than just content you can just consume one way or another. And if at any point you feel the pull to look at your business from the outside, to connect the dots you're too close to see, which happens all the time, that's where I'd really suggest the Brand Spark experience can come into play for you. It is a 90-minute guided working session designed to create a deep, grounded direction that you can act on immediately. We'll talk more about that throughout the season, quietly and naturally as it fits into the content we're going to talk about. For now, I want you to hear a few things. You're exactly the best place for your business right now. You are open, you are ready to learn, you're ready to take it to another level, and you are building something that really matters. And marketing can feel like a continuum of that care instead of some kind of separate to-do list or performance that you have to do every day. The season is a slower conversation about what that looks like. If you're ready to begin with episode 1, stop spinning and start sparking, I want you to bring your coffee, your tea, whatever you like to drink, and bring some questions. Bring the version of you who cares deeply about getting this right. We'll walk through it together. We'll spark what actually matters in your business, and we'll ignite it with intention. And we'll stay with all of this long enough to let it really, truly blaze into something that creates momentum for you. So with that being said, I will see you in episode 1.